what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of B is for Build. We're here working on my Lamborghini Murcielago. There's supposed to be a door right here, but airball. As of today, when we started filming this episode, we have 8 days until this car gets loaded up to head off to SEMA. So I think right now is a great time to get this car painted so we can start doing the final assembly on it. A little bit of background on this car. It is the cheapest Lamborghini Murcielago in the entire world. This thing was driven off of a highway and rolled over. It then got sold at auction to a viewer of mine who decided it was a little more damage than he wanted, so then he sold it to me for about 30,000 bucks. Pretty amazing deal for Murcielago. And in today's episode, it's gonna get painted. We've been continuing our sanding and body work and we are getting very close to being done. We need to reset our headlight edge a little bit, so we've got some fiberglass reinforced body fill coming in there. And what this is going to do is help us, well, match up with our headlight, which those are in production. That's a big final piece of this build. Headlights are hard to make. Custom headlights are very hard. This is our template for it. And there was a little bit too much of a gap, so we're doing some build up for it. A lot of the body work where the body kit flush mounts to the car is done. We wanted our fenders to not be floppy doppy, so these are mounted now. They are epoxied onto braces that go into the wheel well, and they're nice and strong, so that's super cool. Not to jump around too much, but over in the interior side of the world, we're preparing the interior for a color change. So we're actually going to be dyeing the leather of this car. I hate this tan color of interior, although I think it did go good with the red. By the end of this episode, the car won't be red anymore, so the vehicle's interior should not be tan either. So Chelsea's managing this color change operation. We've got all the pieces laid out here. They've all been cleaned up, but to clean them even more, so this is a Leatherique product, and these guys, they're very highly regarded online. Not a sponsorship or anything like that, but I saw Vin get really good results on his Ferrari with this. I texted him, he said it's awesome and it's been working really good. So I'm willing to give it a try on this very expensive Lamborghini interior. Leatherique, you start with the leather rejuvenator. It's an oil, and what it's meant to do is it soaks in and then brings the dirt and grime up to the top, so it's a little bit easier to clean out, because we've got some stuck in there mold and dirt and grime on some of these parts that we need to get out. So that's the first phase. You get that stuff and rub it in really well and then let it sit for like 5 hours. So we'll get to rubbing on our interior. Kyle and I will get to sanding on our sandables here. Hopefully we'll have a headlight hole soon. Chelsea's got the leather rejuvenator on there, and it's been able to sit for about 2 hours, and I'm already seeing really great results. Gunk is coming up to the surface and able to be wiped off of these panels. So this is good. It's got to sit for a few more hours though before we can jump into the next step, but I've got really high hopes for that. We're moving on to the dash. In the last episode, we said that the padding that was on here was a little rough, so we actually smoothed it out a lot by removing it all. There's a series of rivets in this thing from the brackets below. I'm gonna go ahead and body fill these rivets in, and we'll give these a quick sand up, and then we're ready to wrap our leather around all of this stuff right here. It's probably gonna be a little bit harder of a surface now that we don't have the foam underneath it, but I think it's gonna look the best because we're struggling with the foam and the bridging and making it look good on these really tight angles. Our painting episode has taken a serious sidetrack into interior land, and I'm a little worried about that. But status update. We've got this headlight line almost flushed out, just a couple more sands up of body fill, and that's gonna be good. Kyle's got the side skirts busted out. So these are aluminum plates right here, but then where they join, they just needed a little bit of love. So just tiny little bit more body fill and sanding on those. It's just pretty much a hard angle that apparently I didn't body fill good enough because we got to do a second round of body filler on them. And then Kyle's going to come in here on the end of the body kit right here and start sanding this a little bit flush with the back bumper, just right through there. And that'll have us ready to mount our rear spats. That's a side skirt piece. That's a rear spat. That'll get us ready to mount those going down through there. We're on to Doctor Strange and the chronological Marvel movie madness marathon. And 2 different types of leather. We got suede and we got this one. And man, they're putting up a fight. So we got one more game plan where we're gonna lay up the pieces separately and adhere them to each other. And I think it's gonna look good. So we're gonna give it a try. Good morning, everybody. We're back for another day. Today is the day we're actually going to spray the paint. We have to spray it today. It's the last possible day. So if this has to be an all-nighter, then it wouldn't be the first time I painted at 5 a.m. We're getting close to having these headlight holes finished. Kyle and I are going to work on those. But before that, I got to wrap up this door. The doors, I think, are going to be painted off the car. I know they're going to be painted off the car. And I need to have them ready. There's a hole in this door down here because I had to remove some damaged piece. So I'm going to go ahead and just weld in a patch panel and then a bridge panel. The bridge is the bottom of the door to my fake outside door skin. And once I weld that all together, it means I can't take that rivet plate off, which I thought I was gonna be able to, but assumptions when you're this close to a deadline, I mean, you assume some things and then they just get totally blown away. So we've also got a to-do list right there, and we're just gonna start knocking off the items on the to-do list. They're all relatively boring, so I won't bore you with all of them. Got the door patch welded up pretty nicely with a little bit of body fill and stuff. I think I could shape that back out so it was pretty much as good as new. So I'm pretty happy with that. That's a step in the right direction for sure. We're getting really close on this headlight line right here. Going to continue shaping that. We broke the rest of this so it looks like all ripped off damage. And I am in now to the bat wings. So these guys got to go up. We're going to keep them up because it's just kind of part of the design and it fits the aesthetic for the build. But we also need them to be up so we can paint correctly, mask off the lower part. It's like 2 stages. It's the color is up on top and then there's black on the lower, and we want to keep the black and mask that all off so it doesn't accidentally get hit with paint. So I'm going to, well, I should start by saying I'm not 100% sure if these ones go up or down right now. There's no reason that I know of that they shouldn't go up or down, but I have hit the button once or twice and nothing happened. But I think it's actually a button that you have to hit and hold down for a long period of time. So I'll go ahead and turn the car on, give that a try real quick, see if we can do anything. I don't know if the car has to be running. I don't know anything about these things. If I can't get it in 5 or so minutes, I'm gonna open up the rear hatch, I'm gonna dig into the wiring, I'm gonna pull the wiring harness for those motors, and I'm gonna hot wire it and send them up. The hot wire strategy only works if this motor is working, and I was able to verify that it is not. The car's computer is able to send that one up and down, but the car's electrical signals are not doing anything. And then when I went to hotwire it, this was not doing anything either. So we'll just let fate decide. If I can crack into this thing and get it to go out, then I'm going to throw it back in the car. If I can't get it to go out, then I'm just going to weld in a standoff. Painting time is soon. We're getting super close. Headlight lines on both sides are done. Kyle's in the process of building a little fill panel. We seem to have lost the OEM Lamborghini fill panel right there. So it's just a little black thing. We'll go ahead and get it painted black. Put a hole in that, bolt it in there. That'll be good. Coming over here, we're gonna do rivets. We gotta finish up the rivets along this panel. Oh yeah, I got these wings up and they're pretty adjustable right now, but they're too high. My design actually calls for them to be a little bit lower. I didn't realize the high mode for these bat wings is high enough that I actually don't like it. So they're gonna come down and meet, I don't know, about an inch, maybe an inch lower. And that's where I will leave them. It's somewhat interesting. That one works now just by using the car's controls when it's plugged in. When that one was dead, the car didn't want to work that one either. Oh well. Learned a few things on this build. Now, I've rebuilt supercars a few times before. I've built ones that have parts that are rare, like the Lotus Evora when it first came out. Those parts were very rare, very hard to get a hold of. I've rebuilt things like Huracans a couple times where the parts are still being made. Never tried to do a supercar before where the parts are no longer made, and one that's this expensive as the Murcielago. So I do feel like I should say, if any of you guys are at home thinking about doing this, I highly don't recommend, 10 out of 10 don't recommend starting on a car, working on a car where parts are not still being created by the manufacturer, because what that allows is the secondhand parts market to just completely run amok. If there's only one of these on the market and the one guy says, well, this is a $4,000 part, then all of a sudden it's $4,000 to repair your car. The headlights for this car are $12,000 a piece. Basically everything that I found that you might think about needing is, if it's like almost a pointless part, it's $400, and if it's a necessary part, it's $1,000 or more. And that's just because there's only 2 or 3 of them on the market. You can't do anything about it. So if you're working on a car where parts are still in production, then the manufacturer of the car gets to set the price to what they deem to be reasonable, which I think is a much better place to be in. Anyways, dash is done. It was a good amount of struggle, but I very much like the result that we got out of it in the end. The only thing is it does not have foam padding underneath. It's just, I mean, it's got a little squish to it, but it's just kind of leather on fiberglass, so won't be as squishy. But the dash is done and it looks presentable, and I'm very happy with that. In the long run, I would like to get this redone by a professional upholsterer, like an automotive upholstery person. So that, I think that's the long run version for this. Is leather working is a set of tools and skills that I do not have. So I think that's a fair thing to ship off. And someday I'd love to ship off this dash and get it professionally redone. But for now, I think it looks very good. On the rest of the interior, we're just working through the steps. So we're now on step 2, which is called Pristine Clean. And that's the Leatherique product that they use to basically clean off the gunk that kind of came up to the surface after we did step 1. So we're getting through step 2 on everything, and then it's prep. The third step is prep, and we're gonna go ahead and do the third step as well, prep, and then the next step is dye. We finally get to start dyeing these parts. The black parts look phenomenal. Just using the Leatherique products on them, they've really started to bounce back. So that's super cool. Here's all our carpeting that we're planning on dyeing. So that'll all go black as well. But man, those look nice. What's up, everybody? Good morning. It is day 3 of our one-day paint job, so we've fallen behind in a really key time to not fall behind, which is tough. We kind of hit a wall last night, and it was just like really tough to push through. Although going home, getting some sleep, coming back really early, it's tough right now too. I was looking at the masking, and this part right here, there's some red that runs all the way through underneath here. It's gonna make a lot of sense to just remove these rear bat wings. So it's kind of funny, after all the work, up, down, they're gonna just come off anyways. At least now I know how to set them for you know, the final version. So that's it. We're gonna go ahead and push real hard, get all of this sanding done so the car is basically ready to paint, and then we can start cleaning it. The entire car, the entire car is scuffed and sanded. Every little bit that we're about to paint is all scuffed and sanded, so now it's time to start masking. We're doing 2 different colors on this one, black for some stuff, and then the car's exterior color, which you probably saw in the thumbnail. It's a gray, it's called Grigio Avalon. It's a Lamborghini color, actually. It's a pretty cool one. Very expensive paint, almost $1,000. But we're gonna have some extra, so oh well. Anyways, we're gonna start by masking off the door jambs. We're painting the door jambs. It's very important to you guys that we paint door jambs. So we're gonna mask off the car, and then we've got to mask off the shop. The biggest part being this boat, 44 feet by 12 feet with 2 stories. None of it can get overspray on it. All the cars are already masked off because we've been making enough dust in here. So the cars are all carefully covered. But yeah, the boat's a lot, and I've got a lot of plastic. So we're gonna do a lot of masking. Okay, in the office, taking a quick break before I spray. Fingers crossed this goes well. It's really risky spraying this close to SEMA, and on this channel, we've had a lot of issues with spraying paint. That's why we vinyl wrap. But we put in all the prep work, and the style of this paint job is not gonna be held to a really high standard either, so fingers crossed. If something goes terribly wrong and like we have fish eyes or paint reactions or something this far in the game, we're gonna be in big trouble. Anyway, so you guys know this car is being built to display at SEMA. This is gonna be in the Airlift Performance booth at SEMA. We've partnered with them on this build. This build is running full on airlift suspension. It's amazing, it rides so good. They make really, really good products. So I'm gonna put a link to their website in the description. You guys should go check it out. If you're in the market for air suspension, you wanna test it out, it is amazing. SEMA is invite only, but not really anymore. You can buy a ticket and attend on Friday. So if you want to come see it and you're just general public, buy a ticket on the website, semafest.com. You can get Friday admission, come see the car. And we are also doing a meet and greet at the booth on Thursday at 1 p.m. So I want to let you guys know that. I want to give a shout out to Airlift. If you guys are looking for air suspension, make sure you go check them out. I'll put a link in the description. And if you're at SEMA, make sure you come by, make sure you check out the car. It's going to be super cool. All right, let's try and get to, fingers crossed, let's spray this thing up good. We are so woefully behind schedule. It's 6 p.m. and we're finally sanded, masked, wax and grease remover. All the surfaces are prepped and they are ready for paint. So this is kind of a 2-stage deal. I'm doing the door jambs and the frunk and painting a little bit of steel. Parts of the front bumper and the rear bumper, reverse that, front bumper, rear bumper, those go black. That's what I'm gonna be spraying right now. We're gonna spray the black. Then once that dries, we can do the second layer of masking and then get ready for our color. We got the black sprayed up on the car, and then it is all masked off. So front section of the front bumper, that went black. Door jambs, they all went black. Bumper, that went black. Metal panel right here, that went black. So now everything's been masked off from that, and we can go ahead and spray our silver-ish, it's kind of like a gunmetal color, Grigio Avalon. Let's get it on the car, see how it looks. I'm very excited to see how this color looks. Yo, if that is not a matte Grigio Avalon, I don't know what is. I'm so happy that the paint came out the color that I wanted. I know that sounds crazy, but we've had that not happen in the past. This is just like the pictures that I've seen of this color. And sometimes also you got to spray the clear on to really like unlock a lot of the depth, but that's not the case with this paint. This paint has a lot of depth, a lot of shine, a lot of bounce. You can see like if we look at the front right now, you could see pinks in there because it's reflecting the color of that wrap or plastic or whatever already onto the paint, which is exactly what we want for a cyberpunk car. I wanted it to be this silver color so it will grab the light from everywhere else around it and that will impact the color. So whether we're lighting the car with our own lighting elements that are around the car or if we're driving around, like I can't wait. Hopefully I can get some rollers of this thing on the strip. Hopefully its clutch won't do Murcielago clutch things and I could sit in traffic. And if I can get on the strip and get some rollers of this thing, the way it will bounce the colors of all the buildings and everything from around will be very, very cool. So I'm stoked, so stoked on this paint job. I'll give you guys a walk around. Looks like I missed that red spot right there. I'm just catching that now. I got it on this side, but I missed it on that side. So in situations like that where I find these things later on, they're probably gonna go black. This paint went on very, very thin and it took 5 coats of paint to get on here. So this part of the bumper is the silver part, the rest is masked off, but yeah, it's I'm really happy with it. So you can start to see once we have a clean roof and the clean coat of like the damage that was on the roof, and this is kind of setting the tone for how this build is going to look. You can see these scratch marks through here. These got to get accented with black and darker shades of coloring. You can see the gouges and all the damage through here. All the stuff has to get accented, and then the parts that are brand new or not damaged, we have to figure out how to make that up. So the hood is going to be one where it's really got to be creatively and inspired by the roof and the roof damage kind of brought through the design. So that's why, like, this damage right here, I really love this stuff right here because it's super cool, and it left an indentation in the fiberglass and the carbon fiber even as it came through. But yeah, the paint is killer. I'm so happy with it. I'm happy with the way that it turned out. The bumper looks great. Interesting thing about the hood, I did find out it's got some wavies in it. It's got a few wavies here and there in the hood. They're really not bad, but block sanding that would have probably gone a long way. I just didn't know that we needed to do it because it was too hard to see. I think if you were to clear over that, it would be absolutely unnoticeable, but that's fine because of the theme on this car. We're going to be able to get away with this stuff. Let's unwrap this door hole real quick. I want to see the contrast between the black. We'll do the front bumper too. Why not? I'm so happy with the way that the black looks against the silver. So there's a couple different versions of black actually. So that's a really dark one that has like a semi gloss to it. That looks mean as hell. We're gonna keep doing that and use that on the doors as well. This one is a more matte, more satin black that we've got down here. It's a little bit more subtle. Onto the metal pieces, I did a little test here. So I left this one, it's got some black spray that we did so it wouldn't rust and different things like that. I left that one kind of there. It's got the different details of like the scratch marks, the line marks, some fingerprints, some stuff like that. So that's one version. And then over here, this one has a black base coat. And then some of it actually came up with the tape, which is, again, this is not an issue because of the distressed look we're going after. And these are going to have a lot of character. I like purposely didn't even finish spraying this because I wanted it to be faded. These are going to have a lot of character to them. It's a great place to write things if we want on the car or whatever. And so I was not sure in my mind whether I wanted to go full black on the panels, like have the silver and the black contrast, or have the metallic show. And honestly, I'm still not sure. I don't really know exactly what to do. I like this panel a lot. I like the way it is, but I don't know if that's something that could be replicated over here. And it's simple. If we want to change this back to steel, you just sand it, obviously. So we could sand it really quickly, and it'd probably look pretty cool with all the like tight crevices still staying black. Let me know in the comments if you like the panels as black or as steel. We still have to do the door, les doors. I'm kind of partial to black with everything, but I don't know. Time will tell. I think we'll just let fate decide on this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for tuning in. This build has been a hell of an experience. We're getting into the home stretch now. We're getting into the next episode will be the long sleepless nights, but we're so close. We're so close to just having an absolute showstopper of a car. And I think we're gonna hit that cyberpunk theme that we wanted very well. So make sure you tune in for the next episode. We're adding our cyberpunk lighting. We'll see you guys then. Peace!